Okay, good evening. Good evening. Happy Thursday. So glad to be back on this Good Friday Eve. And I am so happy to be off of work until next Tuesday. Praise the Lord. Won't He do it? So we are here today and we have our our guest, former kidney warrior, now kidney recipient. I promised him I would not hold him long, so we will not be long before you today. Again, I want to make sure that everybody knows that this is Save 1,000 Lives, and we are making everybody aware for the need of organ donors. And we need more people to become organ donors and register to become organ donors. And let's be clear, nobody's trying to come and take your kidneys today. We want to make sure that if you pass away, that you are a registered organ donor. So if you go here to Donate Life Florida and you register, you can put this information in, and then at the bottom, how did you learn about Florida Donors Registry? And then you put in Save 1,000 Lives. And with that being said, I have the esteemed pleasure to tell you we got one more person to become an organ donor today. I had the best conversation with one of my students, and he said, Miss Larimore, I'm sorry I wasn't in class on yesterday. And I said, well, it's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. I'll see you when we come back. He said, but I went and got my learner's permit. And I was like, okay, that's good. But of course, I followed it up with, did you become an organ donor? And he had the biggest smile and grin on his face. And he said, yes, ma'am, I did. And he showed me. And I was so happy that my student became an organ donor. So I appreciate him very, very much. And I want to thank everyone for your prayers when I made the post on Facebook for my friend, my sister, Miss Thelma. Unfortunately, she made it all the way here to Jacksonville and it was a no go. So it was definitely a dry run. And we're going to continue to keep her in our prayers, and we pray that the right kidney comes along. So we know that this month is National Organ Donor Month. So I got one. I might have more, but I definitely have one for this month. And y'all already know what I want to do. Tell me where you're from. Where are you from? Shout out your city, shout out your state, and just let us know, where you from. And also, we would love for you to become part of our YouTube and go also to our website that was designed by my daughter, Chanel. And here is our YouTube page. We have finally reached over 5,000 watches. 5,000, that's good. So now I just have to get 700 more people to subscribe to this channel and we can become monetized. Okay? Praise the Lord. So let's continue to do that, and you will see the link in the chat for the next for the replay. Okay? So without any further ado, I don't want to hold my guest up because y'all know he's just a little tired, but in February, he finally received his life-saving transplant, and we are so happy. He this let me tell you something about Mr. Lee. He always uh messages me and makes sure that I'm good and checks on me. I appreciate him so much. But just to know that we have such a good rapport with each other, the day of his transplant, he messaged me. He think he called me, but it was like 5 in the morning. Yes, I was getting ready for work and my phone was on silent, so I didn't hear it. But when he sent me that message, hey, it is the day. It is the day to receive this transplant. And I just messaged him back and I was so excited and so happy for him. So I want to bring him on to the stage now. You all show him some love because he's all the way from that windy city, the shot, Chicago, that is. So y'all give him some love, give him some hearts as we bring him on, and make sure that we give his wife a huge shout out as well. So Mr. and Mrs. Lee, all right? So he's coming on right now. Hello, Mr. Lee.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Good. It is so good to see your face, and it is
Likewise.
so good. Look at this smile. I don't think you can beat a smile like that. And what a wonderful blessing he received. What a wonderful blessing he received. And I said, listen, we have to do this show because Easter is Sunday. And what a way to celebrate him and celebrate Christ, our Lord and Savior, who's risen. So we thank you. We thank you. Thank you. So give the audience, Mr. Lee, a little bit of a little recap of who you are. Let's do that first. Let everybody know who you are.
All right, for those who don't know me, my name is Antoine Lee. Um, Born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Uh, I am professionally, I am a bus operator for the Chicago Transit Authority, and I also am a a licensed fiduciary producer, and I distribute financial products, i.e., insurance and annuities and different things like that on the side. So that's who I am, where I'm from, and what I do.
All right, all right. Now listen, I don't know how you drive those buses for the city of
And
of
it's
Chicago, and it's cold. It's cold. Is it cold in Chicago now?
no, actually, it's decent. It's like in the upper 60s,
Oh, that
close to
is.
the 70, so it's not too bad today.
Oh, that's good weather.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know now because there might be a different Florida cold. Is is it a little chillier though? 60.
Well, I guess in my experience in Florida, Chicago's naturally a colder part of the country.
Oh,
So,
it is.
you know, it's I know one thing is probably I know the hotness is probably a lot different down there than it is up here.
Oh, the heat. The heat
But
is
don't get
serious.
it twisted, it can get hot up here too.
It gets hot. Okay. All right. So you all heard a little bit about our gift, and just tell them this part. How long had you been waiting? Oh, well, before that, tell us about the day you found out you needed a transplant. Give us a little bit of that.
Okay, so that takes us back to February 2018. February 2018. I was. It was that was actually a tumultuous point even before I found out about that because my uncle/grandfather passed around the time that I realized that I was just very sick,
Mhm.
and I went to his I think it was his wake, which was the day before, and my wife, who was my fiance at the time, she
Mhm.
felt pressed that I go to the hospital, and
Mhm.
I was really trying to hang on until the funeral, but I just couldn't make it. So we went to the funeral. I mean, I'm sorry, we went to the hospital, and they did blood draws and other things like that, and they discovered that I needed dialysis right
Mhm.
away, and that's when I discovered that I needed dialysis, and from that day to the day that I received the transplant, ironically, the 28th uh, marked exactly 4 years that I actually dealt with the dialysis. And, when you talk about a rough transition, from, not being in dialysis to go to dialysis, and then you still have to do simple life things because we were in my wife and I were in the midst of planning a wedding
Right.
when all of that was going on. We was in the midst of that, and I was out of work for almost a year before I could go back.
Mhm.
And you're dealing with a lot mentally as you're going through that whole process. But I think for me, once it actually clicked what it takes to just go there, go to work, and do all those things, knowing that you have a serious lack of energy and a lot of restrictions and different things like that. You just gotta have a superior mind. You have a superior attitude, and you got to keep that attitude there because you're in for a fight every
Mhm.
day.
Mhm. Okay.
mentally, physically, emotionally. It is a fight that you have to be willing to deal with because it's a very difficult thing to go through. And that's not to discount any other diseases like the cancers and uh, blood pressure transfusions and things like that. But um, it's definitely one of those diseases where it's hard to survive uh, pharmaceutically without uh, without actually getting healed before getting a transplant. So
Okay. So yes, and again, shout out to your wife because she's planning a wedding. You're going through this ordeal. That is a lot. Planning a wedding, that's a huge undertaking. Well, you know what? I did that. Now that I think about it, that is exactly what I did. We come on. One day we're gonna get her on the show. One day, Mrs. Lee, hear what I say. We're gonna get you on the show. We're gonna have some girl talk. But that's exactly what I did. So I understand where uh, mentally where it could put you as a man, and mentally where it could put her also as a fiance and future wife. But again, promise not to hold you long. So you said that you all made it to the hospital in February 2018. And ironically, this is the same time that you received your your transplant. I just put that together. So tell us about the day that you got the call. What happened?
well, with the call, I had no. I think neither one of us had no idea that it was going to happen when it happened. But honestly, I was having dinner with my wife, and I remember weeks I was telling her I really believe that I'll have this thing by March, sometime in March, and I said that in good faith, like, okay, we've been dealing with this, we've been dealing with the insurance and them backing out and us getting it reinstated and all this stuff. I'm like, by March, it's got to happen by March,
Okay.
and I stood firm on that. And lo and behold, February 27th, the night before, I was like, okay, well, I got some kind of feeling that they're gonna call
Okay.
this week.
All right.
That's what I felt. I felt it, and it goes back to having a faith, having a superior attitude, having a superior state of mind to believe that that was going to happen. And so around 12:30 that morning, my wife and I was asleep, and phone started ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Phone started ringing. I'm like, I see a 708 number. It was unrecognizable, but I'm like, and it clicked like, you know what? This might be them people. Let me pick up this phone call.
Okay.
And so then my wife was in and out, and they were like, "Oh, they must be Antoine Lee, da 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 da. This is Northwestern Transplant Center, and we're here to present you an organ offer." And so I told my wife, I'm like, "Hey, listen to this." So I put it on speaker, and then she explained everything. Like, okay, we have a deceased kidney. It is a sleepy kidney. This, that, the other. Uh, we're going to give you 10 minutes to make a decision. And I already knew I was going to do it. So the first thing I did was I called my parents.
Okay.
My wife called my mom. I called my dad. We was just like, listen, today's the day we're going to do the surgery. And then, we had to hurry up and get to the hospital. So, but my wife was the super excited one. She was like, she was about to she would lose her cool.
Okay.
And me, I'm like, you know what, I have to be calm here because both of us can't lose ourselves and,
Okay. Okay.
knowing that this is really about to happen.
Okay.
My excitement for later when I actually get ready to do the surgery.
Okay.
Because the fact of the matter is going to happen. So,
Happening.
a part of me was just like, okay, I can't believe this is happening. So here we go. We just trying to grab stuff. Uh, trying
Wait, you didn't have a bag ready. You're supposed to have a bag ready. You did not. You weren't ready. Oh my goodness.
Now, unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. We had to grab some stuff, and then we had to go pick up a friend of ours, and so that way, because my wife don't know too much about downtown Chicago, so I
Okay.
was just like, okay, I'm gonna drive us there because I know where we're going. And,
Okay.
her friend was gonna help her drive back or whatever, and all in a while, I was calling everybody. I was calling my siblings.
Okay.
I was calling a couple of my friends, and I know it's early in the morning, so you know, it's either someone's dead or something about to happen.
Right. Right.
So, I called my brother, And I told my brother, me and my brother was in agreement, like, okay, this is going to happen by March. And when I told him that, it was tears of joy for him because
Oh,
we were in agreement, like, well, this is going to happen by March.
okay.
It happened
Okay.
before March.
Oh,
So
wow. Right there. You was right on the cusp. You were on the cusp. So how many siblings you calling?
I called just about all of my siblings that was able to pick up the call, and
Okay.
then other siblings I was able to get to later, and
Mhm.
I was able to pick them up later, and
Okay.
everything was everything.
So we get to the hospital. All right. Let's paint that picture. We get to the hospital. What's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
Are you sure you're okay?
actually, I might need a moment.
Okay. Please do.
One second.
Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Again, recently, I'm just go ahead and put them back, please. Uh, a recent kidney recipient, and the body has a foreign object in it, so it has to get, definitely has to get acclimated, and everything has to start working and functioning like it's part of his body. So we're just gonna take a few minutes and give him let him get himself together. I see we have a lot of people that is on here right now. So let me try to see who's on Facebook. Y'all all always that my parents is okay. I'm still waiting for him. I'm waiting for, my parents are here. So hello to my mother and my father, Gwendolyn and Major Rollins. I'm happy to see them able to make the call. Also, we um I was just watching the news. We see the things that are happening in the news. Our prayers still for Ukraine, and also prayers for the people of New York. I'm so glad they captured the man that shot those people in in the subway. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine what they've experienced. And let me also talk to the richest man in the world. Okay, he wants to buy Twitter for I want to say over $50 billion. Come talk to me. Come talk to me. I just $50 billion, $50 billion to buy Twitter to make it private. That was crazy, absolutely crazy. And then also we have a 3D houses being built in Virginia because of the housing situation. So I was like, oh my goodness, a 3D house. Never seen it before, but once I seen the news, I said, wow, you don't think that that's possible, but it really was. So you all check those out. So y'all say hello to me and let me see who is here. I guess I have to check on Facebook. Hi Pee Wee. Tyler Park. I know the feeling prayer is hard. Yes. Yes, absolutely. It definitely is it's hard. It's definitely hard to talk about. I can't imagine again. I have a student that is from Ukraine as well, and he wants to make sure that his family is safe and everything. So we do. We keep them in our prayers. So I'm looking on Facebook to see who is on, and again, waiting for my guest to come back. So hello, Pee Wee. Hi, Tony. How are you? How are you? Listen. So what are you all doing for Donate Life Month? What is going on? And let me keep saying this. Please go to my YouTube. I see all of you all on here from Facebook. I really need you all to go to YouTube. This right here. This right here. Go to Transplant Talk with Nashonda. I'll drop it in the link. But go to Transplant Talk with Nashonda on YouTube. My dad has been a huge advocate trying to get people to go there and register as well. Um, I'm hoping Mr. Lee is It's okay. It's okay. Something that I do know about Mr. Lee was um, shortly after receiving his, before receiving his kidney, a few months before he did have COVID, and then um, after receiving it, which is why he couldn't be on the show. Then he also, had COVID again. So we don't know the lasting effects of COVID while when it's in our body, especially if your body is compromised. So your immune system is compromised. So we'll be praying for him. I hope he comes back. Yeah. Yeah, so we're waiting. I can't put on any music because they'll they'll shut me down. So hopefully, maybe I just have to come back live and see what he's doing. But let me give another shout out to my sorors of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. The South Atlantic Regional Conference is going on in Atlanta, Georgia, as we speak. And so, hello to the beautiful ladies, the first and the finest ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Hello to all my sisters. Okay. Well, I think it'd be best. I'm going to end this broadcast and I'll go live again. I just want to make sure that he is okay. All right, that he's okay. So thank you all for tuning in. His health is the most important thing. We could do an interview at any time. I could send him a link and do it at any time. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to go to my YouTube, and we'll be praying that he just makes a speedy recovery here. All right. Thank you all again. Thank you all for watching. Text, tag, and tell somebody, and we'll try to get more of his more feedback and more of this interview later. Thank you all. Y'all have a good night. Hopefully we come back. Oh, he's back. Oh, wait. I just went in. Hold on. You all right? Hold on. Okay, your mute. Your mic is muted. Unmute yourself.
All right.
No, you better. Have me worried about you now. I have to catch a flight to
Hold on.
Chicago.
I can't hear you.
Okay. Let me I'll take you out and bring you back in. Hold on. Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh,
All right. Okay. So we are back. Thank you, Mrs. Lee.
No problem.
All right. So we were on you being at the day of the transplant. You're
yeah.
there in the morning time. Yes, thank God for technology. At there the morning time. So tell us how it's going down. How excited everybody is and happy for you.
Oh man. So when I got to the hospital, it took a lot longer than I thought because there were some things that had to happen with the kidney before uh, they had to deliver the kidney from the one place to the hospital, and that took a lot longer. So
Oh,
at this point, it's like, okay, I'm just calling people, posting on Facebook, just let people know, like, hey, the day is finally here.
oh yeah, I saw you. I saw you. I was like, oh, he happy. Everybody's gonna know this is the day. This is the day.
This is
So
the day,
yeah.
and shout out to my wife. She's just a special woman.
Mm-hmm.
She stood firmly by me all of this time from,
Mm.
because when all of this happened, this was before we even got married. And
Right.
and I always tell people, man, she probably could have left me then, but she stood firmly by me, and she believed in who I am and who I aspire to be.
Mhm.
And in spite of the sickness and everything, she just saw that, hey, this guy is something special, and she got a front row seat to my journey
Mhm.
and everything that I've overcame
Mhm.
over that time. We were still able to have our wedding. We were still able to, get things accomplished, and even with the setbacks, we were able to get it done. And I tell people, if you're gonna, when you go through this, you got to have someone that has a superior attitude and a superior state of mind while going through it, because like anything can happen.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So you're there. You say it took a little while. What was the atmosphere like? Were we praying before you got ready to go in? How long was the surgery? Tell us about that.
Okay, so I was basically by myself.
Okay. Oh.
My wife wasn't she was at work for the most part, and I told her that don't worry about actually being there, because I knew she had to work and things like that. So I was like, this is Northwestern, we're going to be fine.
Okay.
I know they're going to do their part. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the phone with you, and um, you know, we make sure your line is open so I can let you know everything that's going on.
Mhm.
And she had the lovely duty of texting my family, because
Okay.
I because I had to get myself mentally ready for what's about to happen and what's the changes in my life that was going to
Ab-
come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so then, when it was time, it was time.
Okay. So you went back there at what time? Do you remember? What time did it
I
take you?
want to say around. I went downstairs at around like 4, close to 5 o'clock, and I didn't get
Oh,
out. I didn't get out till like close to 11. So the surgery was gonna have to be like 4 or 5 hours long.
AM or PM?
PM.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow. So you have been up since midnight, or at least you got
Yeah,
the call at
like
midnight.
12:30 or so.
So almost 24 hours later, you then go down for this your transplant. You go down for your transplant.
So from 12, yeah, from 12:30, got there around 1. So yeah, we're talking about 12 plus hours.
Right. Okay. So again, they're making sure that no dry runs, making sure the kidney was good. They're making sure your blood type and all those things, making sure you're a good match. What was your blood type again?
A positive.
Yeah, A positive. I gotta look at my blood type again. Um, but yeah, that was oh yeah, Michelle say, hey Shell. She said you look good. You look good. I'm a firm believer
Hey,
in you don't have to look like what you've been through. Praise the Lord. You don't have to look like what you've been through. And
no.
we are so happy. So you have the procedure and you're waking up. What's the first thing? What was the first thing you did? What did you do?
The first thing I did was, when I woke up, I was just like, wow. I felt that slight pain in my pelvis area, and I'm just like, this really happened.
It
Like,
wasn't a
like
dream. It was not a dream. It
it was
happened.
not a dream. It,
Wow.
it, it really happened, and the first thing I would do was call my wife,
Okay. Okay.
and let her know that I'm okay,
Okay.
and I did, and
Okay.
call my parents
Okay.
and let them
I
know that
always
I'm okay.
wondered, do you like cry immediately afterwards, or just you're so overjoyed, you happy? Like, how do you describe that? I believe that feeling is indescribable. How are you feeling?
Honestly, it was a very slow developing thing,
Okay.
because for me, it just like it's just like crossing over to that burning sands of, I was here, now I'm here,
Mm.
and slowly
Okay.
but surely it started to hit me like, yo, my life is changing as we speak.
Absolutely.
And then,
Absolutely.
like, later on that day, I had a couple of people who are also fellow transplant warriors that just was inspired, and they was just like, we just thank you for getting it done. That encourages us to get it done. And I knew right then that it was going to be my responsibility to speak up against kidney awareness.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be active. You're advocating now. You are more of an advocate now because people see what you endured and find after 4 years of dialysis and waiting, God came right on through. God came right on through.
And you knew it was you knew it was on time. Everything that it something that I've learned over the years is um, things are not going to happen before it's supposed to happen, and things are not going to happen after it happens, but things are going to happen right when it needs to happen.
Let me tell you.
And with that, it's like I understood why the Most High positioned everything the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
Positioning and timing is very important when it comes to these type of things because everything got to be set up to where when you transition in, when you transition out, and you make your adjustments, um, everything is going to happen the way it's supposed to. And
Absolutely.
I'm
And
just
not a minute before. Not a minute before and not a minute after. It's going to happen.
it'll happen right when it's supposed to happen.
Right,
And
right. So you everything was being orchestrated. So what was behind the scenes we couldn't see or you couldn't see. But
well, we couldn't necessarily see it, but when it happened, you'd be like, okay, I see why it's done this way.
exactly. And you'll see that. And so now you're in this position. Okay, my dad said you just answered. Yeah, so there from 2018 until 2022 February, he received his life-saving transplant. So we are so happy. Now we do know, and I shared with the audience earlier that you ended up back in the hospital because that little disrespectful thing called COVID got you again.
Oh
But
man,
you
you
said
know,
how different it was this time. It was a lot. Well, you tell it. I can't tell you a story.
wow. So yeah, so I went to get my blood drawn, and then I started vomiting profusely.
Okay.
And then like Thursday, I felt a little weak. And then Friday morning, I was like, you know what, we need to go to the hospital. And I actually had an appointment that day, so I was just going to explain to them like, okay, this was going on. So they were like, okay, we're going to get you some IV fluid because I was dehydrated because
Okay.
I vomited a lot.
Okay. Okay.
And they kept me in the hospital. And when I got admitted, they gave me a COVID test. Kind of found out I was COVID positive.
Okay.
And then I was in the hospital for like a good 14, 2 weeks. I was in there for like a good
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, and, I mean, and it wasn't just for COVID. It was just for different things. They
Okay.
wanted to make sure the kidney was good, and they wanted to make sure that I was struggling to eat. Uh,
Okay.
and
Okay.
my esophagus had some issues and different. It was a lot of different issues. So
Okay.
what I've learned is, it's like when you go from one extreme to another extreme,
Mm-hmm.
it just takes a lot of time to adjust, and I'm still adjusting to it as we speak. So
Right. Right. And so I remember the first time you had it, and you had oxygen on. So look at you now. You don't have oxygen. You got a new kidney. Look at God. Won't He do it? All right. We.
it was present.
Yeah, I'm so very happy. So, like I told you before, we expecting to see those babies coming now.
It's gonna take some time, but
Yeah. We are expecting, so you to start your family, you and your wife on this beautiful journey that you all started together, and we want to see God continue to bless you and bless your family, bless your business, and God bless you on all of your endeavors, everything that you want to do. So again, I thank you so much
thank
for taking the time to being on the show. Shout out again. Say your wife's name, please. We just not gonna say wife. What's her name?
you, Rosinda.
Say it again.
Rosinda.
Rosinda. Okay, so thank you again, Rosinda, for all that you do, for staying by his side, for being a ride wife. I appreciate though. I appreciate women like you that have a heart like you have to be able to um, help your husband through this whole ordeal because we never know what it is that we would have to endure, and it's always sweet to have somebody that would be by your side to do those things. So for anybody else, Mr. Lee, that is doubting becoming an organ donor, what will you say to them now?
What I would say is have a superior mindset, have a superior attitude through it all, because you're going to have some obstacles. There's going to be some things that's going to happen. You're going to try your patience. You're going you got to have that superior attitude. You got to have that superior state of mind to get through it.
But what if I don't? What if I'm a person that says I don't believe in organ donation? I don't want to be an organ donor. What would you say to them?
Well, you can. I mean, there possibly are alternate choices, herbs, and things like that you could try.
Okay.
You know, but
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with trying as long as you're able to, pay for it and everything like that. I
Yeah.
mean, what I believe is there are different ways, but this is the path I chose. If you choose another path, I just hope that it works for you.
Right, exactly. So, but we are hoping that that whoever that person might be that's listening, we just ask you to consider becoming an organ donor, because look what it has done for the Lee family. Look at what it has done for the Lee
I'm grateful
family.
for the person that actually decided to become a donor for me to actually receive the gift of life and to continue my life in a way that is somewhat normal.
Right,
It's
right.
better to be on dialysis. I promise you that.
You're right. I did. I asked him that. I said, "You want to take whatever you're dealing with right now, or you rather be on dialysis?" Like, I'll deal with this. I'm a little. You did say that. Well, you tell us the small changes that you see. You did mention that you were a a little weary. I won't say tired. My grandmother always said, "Don't say tired." So you're a little weary.
Well, yeah,
Um,
you're gonna go through different extremes for a little while.
mhm.
Your body is definitely adjusting. The hardest thing is, like, believe it or not, is you're used to drinking like a certain amount of water or liquid a day or
Yeah.
even a week for that matter.
Right.
And then you're gonna find yourself. It's amazing how difficult it is to drink more than what you're used to, but
Ah,
you got to keep the kidney moving and things like that. So be prepared to
right.
drink a lot of water and fluids to keep it going and everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we know that going to the restroom now is a regular part. you know, just a
Oh yeah.
more of a regular
Going
part.
back to the bathroom, man. That's an amazing feat.
Amazing feat. And we love your shirt. You say I wear green for the organ donor that saved my life. Well, amen.
Yes.
Amen. I wear green for the organ donor that saved my life. So we definitely we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Honored for you to be on the show. I am honored to see that you receive a life-saving transplant. So anytime we get these part twos, I'm grateful. So um, until next week, guys, until next week, I will have Chef himself be on the show. And I'm telling you, this man has such an amazing story about his life and his kidney journey. You do not want to miss that. And the man can cook. I've seen his stuff on social media, and the man could cook. That man can cook. So
Wow.
I can't wait. She says she loves your shirt. I can't wait for it.
Thank you.
So all you organ donors out there doing this month, let's make sure that we grab at least 5 people, 5 of your family members, 5 friends. Say, hey, let's go register and become an organ donor. We see what happened with Mr. Lee, and we seen it happen for other people. We seen the works in others, so that we would want God to have those same works in you. If you're ever in need of organ donor, you want to tell your story on Transplant Talk with Nashonda, please reach out, send me a message on social media or email. And that is all that we have for today. God bless you all. I'm on vacation. See you all later. Have a blessed day. and bye bye. Let me close this out before you leave. I'm always trying to find that video.